How's everybody doing? Good. Yeah? Everybody had a great day? So I'm between you and the bar, is that correct?
Yes.
Good. That's great. So if I see people leaving, I know what's really going on. All right, so I'm glad that you asked about the LinkedIn, who is currently on it and who's using it accurately, because I am so busy right now specifically because of LinkedIn. All right. So a little bit about me. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I have a background in all things sales and marketing. Chief Marketing Officer, VP of Business Development, National Sales Leader, award-winning sales leader, and I have an awesome husband, a 13-year-old boy, and a fur baby who is a rescue dog that was supposed to be little, and he's almost 100 pounds, and he's only one, so that's fun. But I've got a lot of experience in selling, social media selling, experience with realtors, and this is my favorite group to talk to. So I'm really excited and appreciate you guys asking me to be here, because it's a lot of fun for me. So why LinkedIn? I don't know how much you guys have noticed this, but right now everyone is going to LinkedIn for their news feed. They're going there to see what's going on. They're going there to learn topics. They're going there to see what's going on, current events, because a lot of people aren't as excited about the news cycle anymore, which I totally understand, and people love to self-develop. So when they're going to LinkedIn, they're actually looking in the feed to find out what they can learn. This gives you the opportunity to be the one who provides that value, to show that you're the expert. Because what we really want to do is leverage your brand. How many of you, and it may be different for each area, but have you got someone that you see on LinkedIn who's just really great at always talking on there, always talking about how this is going on in the market or this is going on in their industry, and it doesn't even have to be real estate. And they look like the expert. I've had a lot of people tell me from all across the country that what they're seeing is they've got a generation of people who, maybe not even a generation, but there's a group of people who are newer to real estate, and they're great at the posting, but they may not be so great at doing the job. But everyone believes that they're the expert because they're the one that has the loudest voice. It's like the squeaky wheel, right? So we have real experts who are losing business because they're not effectively showing that they're the expert on LinkedIn. And it matters on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's SEO, they've done a fantastic job. When people Google you, and they will, if your mother or brother or sister or best friend tells them to use you, they're still going to Google you before they do. It's just the habit that we've formed now. And when they do, LinkedIn is going to show up really high in the search results. And when they go to your LinkedIn profile, you have the opportunity to put down what it is that you want them to see. I don't know if that's scary for anybody in the room, but when I first thought about it that way, I went and immediately redid my LinkedIn profile because it wasn't what I wanted people to see if they went to research about me. So your target audience is on there. I mean, if you've got home buyers, they probably have to have a job, right? And if they have to have a job, they're probably on which platform? LinkedIn. So, and not to take anything away, you still need to do the Facebook and the Instagram if you can. I know that some people were talking about TikTok. We won't get into that today, but maybe coming. But LinkedIn is definitely a platform that everyone needs to be on. Again, this gives you the opportunity to control the narrative. So a lot of people are trying to get sourced in the media, trying to get a quote, trying to show that they're the expert by being in a trade magazine, things like that. Well, you've also got your website. It has a lot of information about you, right? So a lot of people will go to your website, just like you go to other people's websites, and you read it, but do you always believe it, or do you think that they're selling? Selling. But if you go to that same person's LinkedIn profile and you see what they're saying about themselves, do you think it's legitimate? Yeah. See, we all just admitted we're crazy. But it's true. It's just the perception. If it's on LinkedIn, it's true. And it should be. I am not, by the way, endorsing, saying anything that's not true. But what I'm saying is people may not buy into what you put on the website, but they will buy into what you put on LinkedIn. So it's really, really critical that if you guys really want to take your business to the next level, if you want to keep it at the level that it's at, if you want to dominate the competition that may be coming in with the loudest voice, but maybe not the most experience, which by the way, sometimes that hurts the industry, right? Because then they think all realtors are that way. Then you really need to spend a little bit of time working on your LinkedIn profile and your engagement. So I'm going to go through a lot today. You're not going to be able to do it all at one time, but I'm going to give you a lot of options and you can choose some. And then I'm going to give you some cheat sheets at the end. Okay? You guys ready to go? All right. So, talking about your LinkedIn profile right now. You realtors, right? So I want to know if you're home. Like you got the shell, right? You got the walls and the window. You got your profile, right? But are you there? Yeah, we've got a lot of abandoned houses here, don't we? Are you relatable? So let me ask you, don't raise your hand, you don't have to tell me. Is it, this is my name, I'm a realtor, this is where I'm a realtor, maybe the about section is third party, maybe in the experience it just says where I work. Does that sound familiar? Okay, that was most of us. And then LinkedIn went and turned the platform upside down, which was a wonderful thing because the way that they've redone the algorithm, it is now an ability for you guys to do something different. There's an ability now for you guys to be a thought leader. And since you guys are already experts, it's really fantastic for you because you already know the content. And I'm gonna help you figure out what about that you know that you wanna pull from, how to put it out there, when you wanna put it out there, okay? So, no more resume. Now we are talking about doing this in a way that resonates with the person that's looking at it, and it's not the person who's gonna hire you for a job. And then are you engaging? Or are you the invisible man? Who's the invisible man? Who doesn't want to raise their hand? I love y'all. I'm gonna raise my hand for that one. So this is a lot of people because at first, for most people, it's a little bit scary to engage because you're like, well, what do I say? What do I do? What do I post? And it's really simple. If you're too nervous to start engaging by posting, you can start engaging by liking. So I like to encourage people to time block. So maybe put it in your Outlook calendar, like 10 minutes, like Monday morning at 8 a.m. in my calendar, I've got 10 minutes where I'm gonna do LinkedIn engaging. Schedule it like it's an appointment because this can actually grow your business. This can get you business, and this is free. Everything I'm telling you about does not cost you a dime. So the ROI is through the roof, right? You really are getting a high return on this. So time block some time to go in and say, okay, post something if you can, but if you can't, go in there and at least like something that somebody else is posting. If you're feeling a little bit frisky, comment. Even if it's something like, great post, thanks for sharing, totally agree, or this is what I like to do, or that's very helpful, anything. It doesn't have to be something huge. This will get you started, and if you can get in a habit to do that, you're gonna be able to take it to the next level and really start using your voice. But I don't want you to not engage because someone tells you you have to post these things and you can't get to that because of this analysis paralysis or the fear, right? I'd rather you at least start with liking and just simple comments. So if you can do that, work it into something else, we can get you where you need to go, okay? So this is where I want you to be. Are you an expert? Do people see you, they look at your LinkedIn profile and they're like, wow, this is someone, I feel like I know them and I like them and I trust them, right? It's know, like, and trust. We always hear that. Is your LinkedIn profile selling that to them? Are they reading it going, wow, I really am comfortable with this person. This person is an expert. This person knows what they're doing. I really would like to give them my business. It's really easy to make your profile like this if you just take the time to fill it out in a way that's a little bit strategic. So if it's not that way now, let's make sure we get it that way, okay? So we're gonna go through a lot of different things. I wanna get a quick understanding of the experience level of LinkedIn in here. Who has a complete profile, they think? Does that include a background photo? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go quickly through some of these, but I wanna make sure that everybody sees what is in here. So that, because some of these are tutorials, so that you can go to the folder later and you'll be able to, it's gonna be step by step, it's gonna be so easy, I promise. Like I literally did like a step by step so that there's nothing missing, okay? So the first thing we're gonna cover is we're gonna go from top to bottom, and right now I'm talking about your URL. So is your name part of your URL? So you've already customized it. If you haven't done that, do this. Several reasons. One, it's easy to remember. Two, you wanna put this on your email signature. You wanna put this on any and everything that you can because, again, yes, you may have a website, but what are people gonna believe about you and how great you are? They're gonna believe your LinkedIn profile. So make your profile great and then send people there. You can have your website there too, but you wanna make sure that your LinkedIn profile is everywhere that people can get to it. I have cards. I prefer to have people link with me on LinkedIn. They're typically not going to do anything with the card except put it away and forget about it. And this week, I really don't think we should be exchanging cards. So this might be a great time to really talk about connecting on LinkedIn, right? So if you're customized up there, we're going to go to the background and profile photos. So you're going to see in your slides that I've got the step-by-step, starting with the circles. And I don't know if you can see it with my little clicker. It's going to show you where to go so that you can customize it. It's also got the dimensions. So if you want to get creative, and I'm going to show you how, you can turn these into great works of art that are specific to you, okay? So, for instance, I changed mine. I wanted to represent you guys, so I changed my cover to let people know about this conference, and I did it in Canva, canva.com. That's also going to be in the folder, but if you want to write it down, it's also right here in the middle, canva.com. It's really easy to do. I just dropped a picture in there, did some edits, was able to download it, and then put it on the LinkedIn. The profile picture ring, so if you'll see here, I've got this red ring around my profile. Let me tell you the reason that I did this. And I started doing this a long time ago because Live had started on Instagram and Facebook, and whenever someone's profile picture would have a circle around it, a lot of people gravitated towards it. So I have a lot of clients, and they were looking for different ways to stand out on LinkedIn, and I was like, well, let's experiment with putting a ring around your profile picture. And they got a lot more views on their profile after we did that. So it was kind of funny, but and I think it's just why is there a ring? What does that mean? Am I missing something that I should have on mine? So if you want to do a ring, I've got instructions on how to do that. You can make it as big or as little as you want, step by step, how to do it, exactly where to go, and you can make the ring as big or as small as you want, in any color that you want. So if you want to brand it around your brand, that color, that's fine too. Background and profile photos. These are also ones that I quickly made in Canva. You can either use the images from Canva. They've got images there, and you can get a Canva account for free. And if you want to use other images, you can go to, there's several sites. I've got a whole list in your folder of sites that have free stock photography and free stock video. Because video is a big deal, right, Kyle? Video's a big deal. But if if you're nervous about video and you're not ready to put yourself out there yet, you can always use stock video, just get started, right? So these are really much faster to do than you think, and they make a difference because when someone's coming to see your profile, why not use that free real estate above your face to say what it is you want to say? And the message can be anything. It doesn't just have to be about the company name. Again, you want people to know, like, and trust you. So it can be something like, I feel so blessed that I've had 15 years to be able to work with such incredible home buyers, right? That lets me know that you're probably someone I can trust just because of the way you said it. So use that opportunity to think about it. It shows you really quick how to go onto Canva and do that. And then we're going to move on to the headline and contact information. So how many of you have realtor as your headline? Nobody. 2 people. What do you guys have? Does anyone know? Okay, so when it comes to writing your headline, think about it this way. We're going to be encouraging you to engage. So that's liking something, that's posting, that's commenting. Every time somebody sees in the feed that you do something like that, it's actually going to show your name and that headline. So that's an opportunity for everyone that sees this, and this is people that might be second connections, third connections, in your demographic where you're trying to sell real estate, they're going to be able to see that headline. So if it says, I sell real estate, or sold real estate for X amount of years, or I represent home buyers, or whatever it may be, whatever you specialize in, people are going to know that. And that's another opportunity for you guys to help people understand what it is that you do. So you want to really take advantage of the headline. This, on your slides, is going to go through how to navigate that, as well as other contact information. And I just want to point out, in the contact where it's got the website, you can, if you want it to say something else, if you want to title your website something else, just hit other, put the website in there, and then you can put different custom names of what it is instead of like work site or something like that. So if you want to customize it, you can do that. Now they've been piloting a lot of things, so I'm not sure if all of these features are out to everyone yet, but they will be soon. There's opportunities Open to job opportunities and providing services. I would recommend you guys do this if you have the opportunity. Make it about what you do. Open to job opportunities, yes, you are open to buyers and sellers, right? Providing services, what are the services that you provide? Put this on there because they're now highlighting this at the top. And again, so much of this is new and it's going to continue to change because they really want this platform to be about thought leadership and they really want this to be about experts providing value. So the about section, okay, so this is fun because everyone hates this part and they get so nervous. But the about section should not be as scary as I think it feels to a lot of people. One, I will say make it first person. Get it out of third person because at this point, with everything being automated for like the last 5-10 years, how many of us look at something and we're like, that's not really the person saying that, right? They've just got somebody, it's just automated. When people go to your about section, it needs to feel like it came from you. Otherwise, they're going to think, why even message them here? It's not going to be them that responds to me. So you really want people to think that you're the one behind your LinkedIn profile. So switch it to first person if it's in third. The next thing I'm going to say is think about keywords. So think about your target audience, and everyone's is going to be a little bit different, but how would they look for a real estate agent? Would they say looking for a real estate agent? Would they say realtor? Would they say HCAR? A lot of times the acronyms are not going to help you. So what would help you is thinking about the way they would say it. I would say something like, if I'm doing a search, and it would be, I want to buy a home in this area. So you're going to want to have in your about section, I work for people who want to buy a home at such and such area. Because then, if you think about the keyword search and the SEO that LinkedIn's done a great job with, this is going to help you get picked up with some of the search engines, okay? So think about what are some of the keywords that they're going to use. Buy a home, sell my home, negotiate for me, someone I can trust. Think about those keywords and make sure to put them somewhere in the profile. If you also want to list, and I would highly recommend your awards and your credentials, license and things like that, there are other places in LinkedIn to put those. I'd put them here as well because we're skimmers. Some people are never going to get past your about section. So don't assume that just because there's other places to put this stuff that they're actually going to look there. You want to shine as soon as you can at the highest point of people coming to your page. So if you even want to put those on your cover photo, put them on your cover photo. Because again, we skim. We don't always get to everything, so don't assume they're going to. And by the way, there's no LinkedIn jail, so it's not like you can get in trouble for putting the same thing in 2 different places, right? There's no rules. It's just how can you let people know what kind of value you can bring them and what kind of expert that you are. So there used to be a part of the About section where you could also add different media. So you could put PDFs, you could put links, you could put images, and this was fantastic. It didn't go away, it moved. So now they have it underneath it in the featured section, separate section, where you can put all those things. So if you have a value prop that talks about what you do, you can put it here. Get a PDF version or an image version and put it here. You can put your website here and link people to take them there. LinkedIn is doing a great job right now making sure that that is like top real estate. It's a lot bigger than it was if you just added it to your summary. Now, these same things, I'm also going to recommend that you add them other places. So, for instance, experience. Under featured, if you've got articles that you want to put here, you can even do a post. If there was a post that did really well, that's very popular, you can put it here. Awards, if you've got pictures of them, put them here. Because again, it's, do they know you, like you, trust you? I'm going to trust you if you've won awards, because you're obviously good at what you do. Don't hide. The great thing about LinkedIn is it doesn't come across as bragging. And I know that a lot of us have been conditioned to be humble, and I think that that's the most genuine, wonderful quality. And it's something that a lot of people that I work with struggle with, because they're like, well, it feels bragging. I'm like, I know it does, but we have to condition ourselves to think about it this way. We want to do what's best for our consumer, right? What's best for the client, what's best for the community. If we don't tell them how good we are at this, they're going to go with someone else that says how good they are at that, and that person may not actually be good. So we're doing a disservice to our customers and our community if we don't brag on LinkedIn. Did I just convince you? Who didn't I convince? Because I'll see you after. I can sell it. It's really true, though. It's really true. I've got so many friends that sell real estate, and I love them dearly, and I get so frustrated sometimes when I'm like, what do you mean you lost it? What do you mean that person was terrible? And I was like, you've got to tell people. Like, people need to know that you're great. And if you're not going to tell them, I will, but I can't do as good of a job as LinkedIn can. So we gotta get you out here and let people know that you're amazing. When you get to the experience section, again, really get into it. Talk about what it is that you do. I serve these communities. I had the privilege of getting to serve these communities. I love serving first-time homebuyers. I've been able to do it for the last X amount of years. I love specializing in VA homebuyers. Whatever it is that you're great at, put it in here. Don't just say that this is what you do, that you're just a realtor. People don't know what that, they know what that is, but they don't really understand that you might have a specialty that they need to call you for. The other thing is, add media here. You can put the value prop PDF. You can put the images of you winning awards. Again, no LinkedIn jail. So add as much in as many places as possible. I even tell people to add their website again in their About section, even though it doesn't hyperlink, because people skip right over contact and they don't ever click there to find the website. But if they see it in the About section, even though they can't hyperlink, and I've had people be like, yeah, I've done this, they'll actually just go and type it in because they see it. So again, instead of just thinking about how LinkedIn tells you to do it, you don't have to do it the way that they say do it. You need to do it the way that works for you, your clients, and your future clients, right? So that's what we're going to do. Fill it in far and wide. If you had a job, and I get this question a lot, that has nothing to do with what you do now, should you keep it on there? You have contacts at those jobs. Plus, and this is another thing, someone's like, well, I won those awards, but they're not really relevant to what I do now. I don't care. If you won awards at a previous job, then I probably am going to think you're driven, you're really good at what you do, and you're probably going to win awards at this too. So anything you can say on there that really shows how great you are, go ahead and put it on there. Same with the education. Whatever it is that you've done, whatever it is that you're in the middle of, make sure it's on there. The certificates, the licenses, you guys are getting these certifications all the time, and a lot of times I don't see them on there. Put them on there. Because, again, that just shows more credibility. So why not, right? And I'm also going to throw this out here, too. This is really good for journalists to see. And we'll talk about that in a minute, but does anyone here want to get quoted? Yes, I'm saying that this keeps you from having to be quoted, but would you like to? They're going to go to your LinkedIn profile. I've got friends that work at Forbes. I've got friends that they write for Forbes, Entrepreneur, Inc., Harvard Business Review. They always go to the LinkedIn profile before they reach out to the source that they've been told is someone who can provide a quote. They always go. That's what I've been told. They always go to LinkedIn. They're saying we never not check out their LinkedIn profile first. So that's another really great reason to fill this out, guys. Your skills and endorsements. So here's another thing that I think a lot of people miss. They're like, well, I've got a few things on there. Do the things that you have on there, do they make sense to your prospects? Do they understand what that actually means? Are they acronyms for certain things? Because again, the LinkedIn profile is no longer to get hired. It's for, as far as like a company, it's to get hired by an individual person who may not understand what you're saying. So think about what they would look for and what they're hoping you have skills in. And then I'm going to tell you this, there's 50 spots. 50. And if it's on here, I can endorse you for it, but if it's not, I can't. So if you don't fill out the 50 things that you're great at, your current customers can't go on here and say, yes, they're good at this. Now, yes, they can go and they can write testimonials as well, but let me get a show of hands. Would you click the plus button saying someone's good at something? Is that easier for you, or is it easier for you to just take the time and to write a full testimonial? If anyone says testimonial, see me after because I need some. So no, seriously, it's easy to click the skills. And people want to do that for you, and they will do it for you because it is a lot easier, and they want to say that you're great, but sometimes they don't have time to write the testimonial. So let them endorse you through skills, which means you have to actually put them in there, okay? So let's make sure we get that one done too. Recommendations, if you can get these, great, because you can no longer have those books on the coffee table from all your testimonials because no one's coming to open them and read them. And I don't know about you guys, but I used to have those, and it's all online. People are looking online to see if you're good. So if you've got customers that will write a recommendation for you, ask them to do so. If you had a great experience with them, they're like, what can I do to help you? You were so great. Ask them to do this for you. Accomplishments. You can do your publications, patents, courses, projects, honors, awards, test scores, language, organization. There are so many just awesome opportunities here for you guys to brag about all the things that you've done and accomplished so that people can know, like, and trust you. And if you're not taking full advantage of them, and you know that people are going there to check you out before they decide to hire you or not, And it's between you and this person over here who's actually only done this for a year, but they've got all this filled out so awesomely. This home buyer is probably going to go to this person who doesn't really have as much experience as you because they just don't know that you have it all. They don't know. So you got to make sure you let them know. Interest in groups. This is another thing that some people will go and check out. They'll go to see what interests you have, what groups you're in. If you are involved in associations, industry things, it says a lot about you versus if you are not following any interests, not in any groups. So this is something that I would put as a lower priority, but people do look for this. And there's also opportunities here for engagement and opportunities for you to be in groups and get clients that way. Using the search. How many of you use the search on LinkedIn? Haha, a couple people. So this is like a little secret thing that people haven't thought about doing, and this is for any social media. Use the search feature to find your people. You can put in the words real estate and then like in the search bar and then hit the button for content, and you can see someone say, does anyone have a real estate agent they recommend? And you can be like, hi, at your service. I've done this so many times, and Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, I always find people who go, I'm looking for a recommendation. So there's a hot lead right there, and it doesn't cost you a dime. But this also gives you opportunity to see what other people are saying about LinkedIn or about real estate or questions that they may have that you can answer. So you can search for content, you can search for groups. So if you want to join a group with other agents or other groups of referral sources. And then you can also look for things as far as like when they were posted. So if you want to find something that was just posted within 24 hours because you don't want to waste a lot of time on things that's old content. There's several different things. This is something you can get lost in. This is maybe not the Monday morning, 8 o'clock, 10-minute thing. Maybe this is like your Saturday afternoon, gonna kick my heels up and just like get into this a little bit and like see what all I can find by searching. You'll be amazed. It's pretty cool. Journalist. I love this one. Are you on Twitter? Who's on Twitter? On purpose, like, because that's kind of scary. It's a scary place. I'm scared of Twitter. I'm on it. It scares me. So journalists are on Twitter. And they respond a lot of times on Twitter, but sometimes they get inundated on Twitter. And they may have 250,000 followers there, but they only have like 2,000 on LinkedIn. If you're going to message them at one of the platforms, is it going to be the one where there's 250,000 other people trying to get their attention, or the one where there's 2,000 people trying to get their attention? You're going to get them on LinkedIn. So, if you want to find the journalists, if you have magazines that you want to be in, papers that you want to be in, local, national, regional, you can do a search here for journalists. You can do a search here for the name of the different media company that they work for, and you can find them on here. And you can either connect immediately with them, or if you'd rather kind of dip your toe in, you can always kind of read their content, because their content, you'll be able to find their activity, and we're going to get to that soon. You'll be able to see their activity. And if they're writing about something that is actually valuable to you, if they've posted something, like the post. Comment on the post, like, I read this article, it was great. Do that a couple of times and then send them a LinkedIn request, and they're not going to say no, because now they kind of feel like they know you. And you've been positive on their posts, which they appreciate because it makes you both look good. Speaking of looking good, by the way, Twitter, bad, scary. LinkedIn, if you even think about being sarcastic on LinkedIn, remember that everyone and their mother can see it. Your second, your thirds, everybody. So if a prospect goes onto LinkedIn and they happen to look through, which a lot of them will, to see what you're writing, and you just kind of had an off day and you were being sarcastic, she felt a little sassy, you might lose a customer. You could write that same thing on Twitter and that same customer might laugh and think it's funny. It's just the perception, kind of like the website versus the LinkedIn profile. So keep in mind, anything that you put on LinkedIn, always make it positive. It's that old rule, like my mom said, if I didn't have anything nice to say, don't put it on LinkedIn. Put it on Twitter, or just don't say it. All right, so connecting and growing your network. If you were to go to the My Network section, you're going to find hashtags that are trending in your network. This is very helpful to go look through. More suggestions for you, that's at the bottom. That's also very helpful. It may say like people you know in the area, people that you know from this certain group, newsletters from your industry. You can make newsletters on LinkedIn. And if you're scared to do that, see what other people are doing. Don't even have to look in your region. You can look in other regions and see what people are doing. So this is another great hack to just kind of go and just feel it out and see what people are doing. And then activity. This is where you really need to shine. This is where people are going to go to see, are they nice or are they not nice? Are their comments nice? Are their posts nice? That matters. People really quickly decide whether or not you're someone that might make fun of their house. It's a real thing. I've got a lot of customers that are buyers and sellers too, and they're like, oh, I'm just real nervous. Do you have anyone that you know that I can work with? Because I get real nervous that, like, you know, they're going to make fun of this room or this whatever. And I'm like, wow. But because they've seen some real estate agents post things trying to be funny, but it made them really insecure. So LinkedIn is your way to show that you're not going to do that. Like, everyone can trust you and they can feel confident and comfortable coming to you. When they go to your activity section, they're going to see what you've done recently, whether it's posting or comments. These just happen to be a lot of comments because I've been commenting, saying thank you on a post. It's going to have everything here that you just posted, though, the last 4. When they click see all, they're going to be able to see everything. They're going to be able to scroll down forever and ever. And they'll be able to see articles that you've posted, posts that you've posted, even documents, because you can post PDFs now into your feed, which is really cool. So you want to make sure that you have things for them. So here's the cool thing, too. When it comes to content, when they're looking at your stuff, you don't have to sell yourself with a value prop if they can look at your activity and see the value prop. If they already see you with customers, if they see you with the knowledge bombs talking about, these are the 3 things that you need to avoid, these are the 5 things that you need to do, here's the top 10 list of, all of a sudden, they're not going to ask you questions about what percentage are you getting. They're not going to ask you questions about anything, really. If they trust you, they're going to want to work with you. So let's talk about content, because this is usually where everybody wants to know as much as they can. Let people get to know you. You've got 1,300 characters. If you're going to do video, do native if you can. So by that I mean if you can upload it, if it's on your computer and you can just go ahead and put it on LinkedIn directly from there versus a link that takes them to a YouTube, the algorithm at LinkedIn is going to favor that, so it's going to get a further reach. Now, I'm also going to say great content beats everything. So if you've got a fantastic post that has to take them off the site, it will still do well. But it's got to be really, really good because LinkedIn doesn't want people leaving their site. So if you can do video, do it that way. You can do 1 or more images. You can add multiple images. You can put the documents, writing articles, and sharing posts. So there's a difference between these 2. And people always ask me, which one should I do? Well, posts are quick. But when people go to read posts, they've got to go through a lot to find the last however many posts, especially if you're commenting on them. If you write an article, there's so little noise. They're able to go and see it. And it doesn't matter if it's getting to 500 people or 50 people or even 5. As long as it's there for that one person that's going to be that customer for you, it doesn't even have to have a like or a comment. To me, it's like where the encyclopedia goes. So if you take the time to do an article on the top 10 things you need to know, the top 5 mistakes to avoid, things like that, then you've got a database for people to go and see your knowledge. This is great for journalists. This is great for prospects. Then you can also write posts referencing people back to those articles. So you can kind of have a double whammy there where you get credit for both. Because you can say, check out my post where I listed the top 10 things. Here are the first 3. And then send them to the link of the article. Okay? Lots of great ways to do it. And this is all going to be in your folder. Sharing other people's posts. If you're nervous about posting, you can share somebody else's post. That's okay. That's a great thing for both of you. You're putting things out there, so you're getting content out there and you're engaging, and it's also helping them as well. Right? And a lot of times they'll reciprocate because the algorithm will see that you guys are engaging with each other, so they're more likely to start getting some of your stuff in their feed. Because otherwise, you just may not see it. Hashtags, tagging, posting in groups. The hashtags are different with LinkedIn. They look at hashtags like a subject. So think about what your target audience might be following. So maybe they're following home design. Maybe they're following landscape. Maybe they're following, what are the things that they might be following that have to do with the things that you're writing? And then think about, is it relevant to the post I'm about to post? And if it is, you can do a quick search on there, what's, like hashtag and then whatever it is. And if it's got followers, use that as a hashtag. I never do more than 5, just because they can start to think that you're trying to spam to get to everything. So keep it between 1 and 5, but you always do want to do a hashtag. And if you want to start hashtagging one specific hashtag to every post of yours that's your brand, like I put hashtag professional PD on all my posts. That way when people want to go and see the content that came from Professionalpedia, they just go to the hashtag and they can see all the content in one place. Yes?
Is there a certain number that you should, I know like Instagram you could do like 30 of them, Facebook is like 1. Is there a magic number for LinkedIn?
There's not a magic number that I know of. And I've got some friends that work at LinkedIn, but I was told that I would probably keep it 5 or less.
5 plus.
But that's not a set in stone. It's just that they start to really look, I guess maybe look deeply at the post, and if it's really something that they should continue to push. I mean, the way that the algorithm works with them, so the first set of eyes on it is actual human eyes. It's not just straight algorithm that goes out that's just done through the coding in the system. So, and they're going to decide if it's good content or not. You really want to have engagement if you can. So it's always really good to find people in your whether it's in your office or in your community or family that's like, hey, if my posts are relevant to you, would you mind just commenting? Only if they're relevant though. You don't want to do it like there's things called pods where people just do it just to do it and trick the system. That I don't ever recommend that. Only if it's relevant to you. But then that also helps you guys kind of start getting comfortable too, because you've got people engaging with you. So I love when people who are new to engaging a lot more on LinkedIn do that for each other, because I think that helps you get out of your comfort zone faster and then make it a part of your comfort zone. So I'm not opposed to that as long as you make sure you're always genuine about what you're liking and what you're commenting. The engaging, so there's lots of different things that you can do. You can go to daily trends. That's going to be on your homepage. It's going to be in the upper right-hand corner, and you can go in there and just type your comments about it. A lot of people in your network will see what you have to say. People outside your network will see what you have to say. All of these things, you'd be surprised how quickly you build up your audience. It was maybe a year or so ago, I think I had maybe 1,000 followers, and I do a lot of my stuff like to help my clients understand things or for events like this, and I wasn't really paying that much attention, and then next thing I know, it starts to just add up, because people are seeing things that they're like, well, I don't want to miss it if there's another post like that. And especially with what you guys do, you have the dream job. Like, who doesn't love HGTV? And what do I want to see on Instagram? I want to see pretty kitchens or maybe giant closets. Like, you've got such an opportunity to make people want to follow you, because you've got so many opportunities to really give them what they want to see in the feed. Plus, people want to know, what mistakes could I make selling my house because I want to get top dollar? What does that actually mean? What do I need to look out for? What do I need to be nervous of? What questions do I need to ask if I'm hiring a real estate agent? That's a good one. Because then they're reading those and they're like, well, I'll just hire you because you wouldn't put that unless you're someone I can trust, right? So you can also go to hashtag topics. So if there is a topic that you think would really resonate with people that is your target audience, go to that hashtag and see what people are posting and start answering questions or commenting on it. These are great things where you're not having to post yourself. You're just kind of giving some commentary, right? You can go in different groups. If you're a member of the group, if you want to join the group, you can always engage in those as well. That, again, it might be lower on the priority right now. I would really work on the profile first, but this is a great way to engage. You can go to where influencers are and influence in referral sources. So there's influencers that you can follow and they post, and you can comment on their post, and you'd be surprised how many people will see that will start engaging with you in the same comment section. This has happened so many times, and you don't expect it, but it's like-minded people who are generally interested in people who really want to grow. They want to grow in business, they want to grow professionally, and they want to do it with other nice professional people. They want to connect with you. You want to have good connections. It's just no one knows if you're a good connection until they see you sharing your voice, so you got to engage. The referral sources. If you have referral sources, now this isn't Facebook where you can like make your own friends list, which I wish they did because I love that feature, but you can make an Excel spreadsheet and put the links of your referral sources on that Excel spreadsheet. Time block, Wednesday mornings, 1 o'clock. I'm going to go in and I'm going to check on my referral sources, LinkedIn pages, and see if they've posted. If they have, engage. Comment. Stay top of mind with them. Okay, this is a really great way to not only stay top of mind with them, but if their sphere of people, if they're also people that could be giving you business, they're also going to be seeing that you're an expert in real estate. And anyone that's connected with them that could be a potential customer. So obviously your own network, community organizations, and people outside your network. You don't have to be connected with them to comment. If you see it in your feed and it's a second or third connection and you've got something positive to say, even if it's just thank you, do it. The great thing about LinkedIn is it feels good to be kind anyway, right? And it feels good to be part of the conversation anyway. And this can also help your business. So it's really just a win-win. And then growing. So this is kind of the supporting each other. So again, it's really hard to get out of the mindset of, you're going to leave and you're going to be like, I'm ready to go, I'm going to do this. And you're going to go, I don't know what to write. It's just human nature. So if you guys can support each other, if you can find one person or two people and say, hey, let's really do this. And then, let's engage with each other, when it's relevant, if someone posts and it doesn't quite add up, because everyone's going to see, and then they're going to be like, you're just commenting on everything that person puts, right? And then they're going to be like, that's kind of fishy. So work with each other. Find people that will support you and you support them, and really try to help each other's comfort level get higher with LinkedIn. Tag each other. So if you take a picture here at this event, if you take a picture out there, tag the people that are in the picture with you, tag the people that are the sponsors. That's a great one. Love your sponsors because your sponsors are loving you. I would definitely do that. So that's also a great reason to engage. So go out there and get a picture with them and say, so-and-so, really grateful for them. They sponsored for our event. And then you can tag them in it. You can tag the company. And a lot of people that don't even know you will see it. And those people could be your next customer, right? And that's totally worth it. Praise people doing things well. Someone does a great job at something. Let's just say you had someone you hired to come and do something that you really needed, or the mortgage person, or the title person, or whoever it is, and they did a really good job. Don't be afraid to praise them on LinkedIn, because it also says a lot about you. It's helpful to them, and I think that that's really encouraging, because you also want people to know if they're really good at what they do. If you're like, hey, this person, I use them every single time, put it out there. There's several different ways that this works in your favor. And again, it's really cool because it's fun to do that, right? It's fun to compliment people when they're helping you, especially on a regular basis, right? So praise your vendors. Learn by asking questions and reading other posts. This is a great one. So the other day I was looking at project management apps. I just really wanted to figure out a better way to do some of the things. So I was like, real quick, anybody, can you tell me what project management apps you use? So 7 or 8 people have already started pinging me in the comment section about what they're using. Like Asana, Trello, what do you, because I want to know. Is there something better? I've used Trello, but I want to know if there's something else out there. So if there's something you want to know, like, hey, does anybody have any time management tips? And give people a chance to start commenting. If no one comments at first, that's okay. It just means that LinkedIn hasn't put it in their feed yet, okay? Give it time, don't delete the posts. Sometimes it takes a while. The more you engage, the more you're going to start building up eyeballs on your posts, so it could take a while, so don't delete them. And also realize there are a lot of people that will read your posts and get value from them without liking or commenting. There are a lot of us that are kind of like quiet stalkers in the back. We're looking at what you're doing. And we're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. And we don't even think about liking it or commenting. But it doesn't mean we're not getting great value out of it. So keep that in mind, and don't ever be insecure about how many people like what you're posting. Just post what you feel is valuable, because I promise you it's working for somebody. And then add connections from all aspects of your life. Obviously, anybody, for the most part, at a certain age, can be a customer. So think about that and add them everywhere you can. And then turn the online relationships into offline clients. Don't just stay on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn, but I also love to say, hey, do you want to have an online coffee? And so we'll do a Skype coffee, and we'll get to know what the other person does. Like a Skype, Zoom, any Google Hangouts, any kind of video. I've done so many video coffees. I'm about to do a whole lot more. But it's a really good way to get to know somebody and find out what they do, because there are a lot of people that I've met on LinkedIn that don't live anywhere near me, even in Canada. And now we support each other, and they're each other's businesses, which feels really good, and it was really easy, and we didn't have to go meet face to face. But then the ones that are local will do that, and then we'll decide to meet for coffee. And then we'll do networking together. And this is really great for your industry. This is something that you should definitely do. Don't just keep it on LinkedIn. Take it outside of LinkedIn and then really grow your business with that. Connecting with other people around you. So this is more relevant today than it's ever been. If you guys have your phone with you, and if not, that's okay too, and your Bluetooth is on, you can actually go to your LinkedIn profile right now, and you can click on the little blue or white people, depending on which update you have. When you click on your little people, your friends, there should be a little thing that says Find Nearby. and if your Bluetooth is on and it says find nearby and there are other people in the room that are doing the same thing, you're all going to pop up on each other's LinkedIn page. And that is a really easy way to go connect, 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 connect. So you can do these at open houses. You can do these at realtor events. You can do this at any event. You can do it at a school function. But other people have to be on it at the same time for it to work. But this is very, very cool, very fast. Has anyone been able to pull that up yet? So the friends, somebody say they found it? Hold on. So I will make sure that I'm going to make sure mine's on so that you can at least see somebody. And then this will also be in the folder in case you want to look at it more in depth later. But when you go to your screen at the bottom where it says My Network and you click on the people, there should be a little circle of a person in the bottom corner. Anybody see a circle head? Click that circle head. And then click Find Nearby. Oh, who's Sarah? Who's Brenda? Hi. Oh, Carolyn. I'm going to add y'all. Oh, Brenda, Rob, see? Ooh, Lisa. Rob, I invited you. You didn't respond. Watch, he'll add me now. So isn't this cool, though? How quickly you're able to do that? I love this feature. This is one of my favorites, especially right now. It's really relevant. I am just scrambling this cord because I'm trying to stay still. I'm sorry. So this is probably my favorite feature of all of them. Did you guys get it? Yeah. All right, so go ahead and add each other real quick so you don't have to pass out cards. And then what I want you to do is support each other when you see each other posting. Like, comment, only if it's relevant. If you don't like it, don't say anything. But you can really be there for each other to support each other. And I am going to take a picture of us at the end. So if you are in some kind of like protective services or don't want to be like seen on the internet, let me know and hop out of the picture. Because I'm going to take a picture of us and I'm going to post it on here. And then if you want to just like comment with like a hand or something so that everyone that's in here, if you don't connect on this, you can just connect with the people that you see commenting. And nothing else too, this will show you what happens when other people are engaging on something that you're engaging on, and you're going to see how it goes. And then try to mimic something like that, okay? So the next step is action. People don't know how helpful you are. They don't know that you're the expert. They don't know if you don't tell them. So you got to tell them. You got to do it. Otherwise, somebody else is going to get that business, and it doesn't mean that they're the expert, that they're better. It just means that they're better at LinkedIn or whatever social media platform is out there. And that's tough because a lot of the people that I'm talking to are experts. And they're not good at this because this came later. And they're fantastic at what they do, but they're just not comfortable with this. And they spend all their time focusing on what they're great at. So I get that. So if you got to baby step into it, baby step into it. But I'm going to give you lots of different things that you can do. Posting today, posting daily, post about the conference, post about events. There's a whole list in here of things that you can do, so you're never going to run out of ideas, okay? And then there's the starter kit. Now, because I know people, the starter kit is empty. But when I walk out of this room, I'm going to hit a button and everything is going to magically appear so that you guys don't get distracted and start looking at it right now. But you're going to have access to tons of different documents that I've made for you guys that are going to help you do what it is that you need to do with LinkedIn, so that when we leave here, it's not, what did she say? It's, okay, I get it. I can do this. And you can do it. You can get busy and you can pick back up because I'm going to let you have all these resources, okay? So there's no excuse, all right? I really want you guys to succeed with this. I mean, this is why I left the C-suite and started with this company, because I love this. I love helping people grow their business. So do it for me so that I can keep my job, because my boss would fire me if this isn't working and you guys don't get any value out of this. I really want to see you succeed. So you're going to have a lot of stuff in here. Got you a little bit.ly link. Starter kit is going to look a little bit like this. You're going to be able to take, and I'm showing you how, if you want to steal little graphics from the Professionalpedia page, if you're like, I really don't know what to say, fine, steal. I'm giving you permission, okay? and I'm telling you how to do it. You can take those and post those. But don't post them for long, because I really want you guys to start putting your voice out there, okay? Showing you how to do it on LinkedIn. I've got scripts for you guys. Things you can do, like, here are the top 3 things that I learned from the conference, or here's the one takeaway that I really got a lot out of at the conference. You know why this is great? Because people know that you are a lifelong learner. And all of the people that we know who are at the top of their game are lifelong learners. They're going to conferences, they're working on professional development. That's something to be proud of. So, be proud of the association, be proud that you're here, and then share some of that value. Because one, that helps people know that you're engaged and that you love to share, but it also lets people know that you're here and you're smart. So that helps too, right? So on the side, it's going to have other things that you can consider, like hashtags, and I've got in the Google Drive a list of hashtags. And at the time that I pulled them, how many people were following them. Now that's going to change dramatically all the time, people up and down, but it gives you a really good idea. Some of these may have, like for entrepreneurs, one of them was startup versus startups with an S, and it was like the difference between 2,000 and like 2 million. I mean, it's just crazy. So you do want to kind of check it out and see which ones are trending with followers. And if you're short on time, bare minimum priority list if you get overwhelmed, okay? So again, I told you, nobody's left out here. So if you're like, that's a whole lot, and I didn't really get into everything, but that's a whole lot, and I don't know how in the world I'm going to be able to keep up with everything. Comment, like, at least 1 post a day. So instead of having to post yourself, I'd prefer you post. But if you're not going to do that, I at least want you to do something. So if you can just do that. Write a post or share someone else's post at least once a week to start. Right? And this is only if you were like terrified. If you're not terrified, you better throw this away. I want you to do the one that's before this, and I want you to get aggressive. Because there's no reason not to let people know that you're an expert at what you do, right? But if you can write a post, if you can't write a post, share somebody else's, that's okay. At least you've got something showing up in your activity. What you don't want to have happen is someone comes to your profile and they go to your activity section and it's crickets. This person's never posted, which is probably a lot of people. But what that's saying to the person on the other side is, so are they a full-time real estate agent or are they part-time? And you want to make sure that they understand, I'm not just full-time, I'm great at what I do, and you're going to be so glad that you hired me because I'm going to take such great care of you. And I'm going to make this exactly as wonderful as it's supposed to be. They need to know that. So let them know that that's what you can do for them. And then update your profile. This one, there is no negotiation. Because these journalists are looking for you, right? They're trying to find you right now. And they're like, well, no, that person's not at home. That's an abandoned house. Update your profile, even if it's just a little bit at a time. Go and start updating it. First thing I would start on is that about section. You want to make sure that that thing is selling you first person and that you love what you do and that you're happy about it and you're good at it, right? Same with the experience section and get that headline right. Profile picture, if it's from 20 years ago, probably not the best idea because people are going to pick up on it. Also, if you're wearing sunglasses, no one really knows if it's you. And if you're in a group shot, I don't know which one you are. So you want to make sure that you've got it to where it's you and that you're happy. And I think that's my alarm, which means we are probably close to question time. If you want updates on this, you can sign up at professionalpd.com. If you don't, that's okay too, because you're going to have lots of resources in your folder. And it is question time, but before we do that, anyone that doesn't want to be in a picture, right now is your chance to hide. And if you do want to be in a picture, first I'm going to turn off this alarm. Okay. So we're going to do a selfie. Hi. Isn't that awkward when the person just looks at you like, there you go. All right, so here's how this works. Is everybody in this thing? So, hide if you want to hide, because it's coming, and I'm going to post you. And then, I don't know everyone to tag, so by the way, if y'all want to start tagging it yourselves or tagging everybody else in it, that's okay too. Now, is everybody in it? So, this little lens thing, Amazon.com, that's my best friend. This little lens thing is so cool because I can, usually check that. Now, it should get everybody, aha. So here's the trick. If you learned something, if this was valuable, I want you to be like, yeah, like hand up there smiling. If you didn't, I don't want you to do that. But I also want you to know I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at this picture. So I'm going to know if you're that person. Okay. No pressure. Amazon, this is like less than $10. So I'm going to use the remote control so I can be in the selfie because usually it's like just this part of my face. And then I'm just going to sit. And then we're all going to be like, woohoo. All right, everybody ready? Hands up and smile, otherwise I'm going to find you. Everybody's hands still up? Oh. All right. Okay, now you can ask me anything that you want that has to do with LinkedIn or not. What questions do you have? What frustrations or challenges?
Okay, so how does LinkedIn determine what your connections are, like first, second, or third? Is that just, how does that work?
So anyone that you connect with is going to be your first. Anyone that they're connected to is going to be a second. If it's a third connection, you don't have anyone in common on LinkedIn. But they can still sometimes see that you can still pop up in their feed, especially if you're putting a hashtag down that they follow, which is why hashtags are important, because they can find you and you want them to find you.
And can you only endorse first connections?
That I don't know. I would guess yes, but I don't know. That's a great question. What other questions? Is everyone going to go do something? What do you think you'll do first? Update? That circle thing, y'all, that was crazy. It worked. Other questions? Did you have a question?
No, it was a circle. How long did you keep it?
I still have it.
You still have it. Did you take it out and put it like on Instagram?
I haven't, but you can. You can do the same thing on Facebook. I've done it for a lot of my clients on Facebook. The ones that... Oh, sorry, great question. So the circle profile, do I do that on other social media profiles? And I didn't do it on mine, but I have done that for clients. I've got the clients I was telling you about that write for the different publications. I've done that for some of them to help them stand out. Because believe it or not, you would think that they have a lot of people following them they follow them on Twitter, but they don't follow them on the others. So I was like, let's just try this and see if this helps. And it does. And it's kind of cool. What other questions?
Here's another comment.
Yeah.
I liked how you say to take it out of LinkedIn and do it still on, like when you say it online coffee, I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And then it was just, for you, it was just, let's take it out of LinkedIn. Let's just, the personal.
Build a relationship. Yeah, that's the thing.
Take away.
Everything is relationships, and it makes everything that we do so much easier when we're doing it with someone that we know already or someone that we like or we have something in common with. So take this, and you're gonna be surprised how, that's the other thing about this, you're gonna be surprised how many great relationships you build with people because of your LinkedIn engagement, and you end up getting business. But it's really fantastic. You'll even have relationships with people that may not give you business, but they help your business grow. There's so much to be learned on LinkedIn from some great people, and they'll get a lot of value from you too, so you get to reciprocate, which is really cool. So it's just, y'all, it's an amazing platform. It does take time, and it just takes consistency, but if you give it a chance, it can be the game changer. And right now, it's kind of where the organic growth was for Facebook, way back when everyone's like, oh, I wish I had gone on it then because these people got so big so fast. That's where we are with LinkedIn. So if you get on it this year, it's going to be a game changer for you. But if you wait until everybody else figures it out, and I'm staying booked, so they're asking about it, it's really where you want to be. So don't take away from other platforms, stay there too. But this is another free tool to put in your toolkit. So what other questions? Anything? You guys, thank you so much for being here. I know it's the end of the day.
Thank you. It's sort of a question, sort of a comment. So when you're posting things on LinkedIn and maybe they're more professional or showing that you're an expert in your field or whatever, I've noticed on Facebook, especially some real estate type posts or people selling guides or whatever, and they get the rudest, most ridiculous comments. Do you find that on LinkedIn you don't get as much of that?
You don't. A lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people on LinkedIn, one, they want to be kind, or they want to bring value. You just kind of innately understand what the whole point of the platform is. Now there are some people that just like to debate, And let me also say, there's no LinkedIn jail. There's also no LinkedIn rule that says you can't block every single hate comment. Like if someone puts a comment that's negative on your LinkedIn profile, you have 100% permission from me, because I have absolutely no say-so at LinkedIn, to block them. And I would, because that's hurting your business. And who needs a rude connection or even non-connection commenting? So you may not be as quick to block on other platforms, but on LinkedIn, I would absolutely block anyone that's going to have a negative comment on your, because you don't need that. So, but I don't see a lot of it. I rarely see that. I usually see people offering positive stuff. So yeah, and if you do, address it. I wouldn't comment back. I would just take them out of the system. I just clean sweep. You just block them. You go to their profile and block them. Yeah, because otherwise you're going to get in debate, and people are going to see that, and they're going to. After a while, people think both people are the problem, even if they aren't.
Well, I had one specifically that I'm thinking of, and the guy was selling some sort of guide, and he got just some really unkind feedback.
That's unfortunate.
And then the guy who was promoting the thing was commenting back like really nasty. And I'm thinking, ooh, I don't want to get that guy for him. I don't want to.
Right.
And then he was the one promoting it, and yeah, it just got really ugly and just.
Yeah, and that can kill your business that quick, especially these days. It is cancel culture. People are looking for a reason to just tell everybody to cancel somebody. Now, luckily, they're not doing it so much on LinkedIn, but it's still out there. And they may take it from LinkedIn onto Twitter and still try to, trash your reputation. So, yeah, I would eliminate anyone that does that, but I rarely ever see it. And the only time I do see it is when it's typically someone who's also a little bit toxic. And so they usually try to, it's almost like they like it. And I have some friends who, they're not close friends of mine, but we run in some of the same circles with the same network, who like to post things that start a little bit of friction because it gives them a bigger follower base. The algorithm, because they get so many comments, puts them in front of more people. Now, that's not a strategy I like, but that's a strategy that they like. And so, they'll get nasty comments, but they kind of want that. Yeah, so, which I wouldn't go that route. But anybody else have any questions? All right, well, I hope you guys leave this conference and go just make a bunch of money. Yeah, and let everybody know you're an expert. You're great at what you do, okay? All right, well, y'all go. Bar's open, I'm sure. Thank you guys so much.